Okay, Leanne, do you want to start off by first introducing yourself?
My name's Leanne. I'm in second grade and I'm 7 years old.
Good. So today we're going to be reading a part of the story called Henry and Mudge by Cynthia Rylant. While we're reading the story, I would like you to think about what happens first, then what happens next, and then what happens last. So you're going to read the story aloud, and I'll stop you along the way if I need to.
Henry had no brothers and no sisters. I want a brother, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no friends on his street.
Good.
I want to live on a different street.
Good.
He told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no pets at home. I want to have a dog, he told his parents. Sorry, they almost said. But first they looked at their house with no brothers and sisters. Then they looked at their street with no children. Then looked at Henry's face. Then they looked at each other. Okay, they said. I want to hug you, Henry told his parents. And he did. Henry searched for a dog. Not just any dog, said Henry. Not a short one, he said. Not a curly one, he said. And no pointed ears. Then he found Mudge. Mudge had floppy ears, not pointed. And Mudge had straight fur, not curly. But Mudge was short. Because he's a puppy, Henry said. He'll grow. And did he ever? He grew out of his puppy cage and grew out of his dog cage. He grew out of 7 collars in a row. And when he finally stopped growing, he weighed 180 pounds. He stood 3 feet tall and drooled. I'm glad you're not short, Henry said, and Mudge licked him, then sat down. Then sat on him. Henry used to walk alone. When he walked, he used to worry about tornadoes, ghosts, fighting dogs, and bullies. He walked as fast as he could. He looked straight ahead. He never looked back, but now he walked to school with Mudge. And now, when he walked, he thought about vanilla ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream.
You do? I don't like vanilla very much, but mint chocolate chip is my favorite.
Rain, rocks, and good dreams. He walked to school, but not too fast. He walked to school and sometimes backwards. He walked to school and patted Mudge's big head. Happy.
Good job. Before we talk about what happened in the story, I want to say good job with your SH sounds today. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I've been working on them at home with my mom.
I can tell. Okay, so we're going to start out with the whole story. So what happened first?
Mudge told his parents, Henry told his parents that he wanted a brother or sister.
Very good.
And then he said he wanted a pet. And they said, okay, that he could get a dog after they realized that there were no friends on his street.
Good.
So then they went to look for a dog, but he wanted certain things.
What certain things?
I don't remember.
When we look back...
I remember.
Okay.
Floppy ears, not pointed ears, big, and not little.
Very good.
And then at the end, he got Mudge. And Mudge walked with him to school, and he was no longer afraid.
And did he eat something with Mudge?
No, but he thought about vanilla ice cream when they walked together.
Very good. So now we're going to talk about how Mudge grows. So how does Mudge grow at first?
Well, he's a puppy, so that means he's little, because puppies are little.
Okay.
I have a puppy.
You do? What's your puppy's name?
Molly.
Molly. How old is Molly?
Well, Molly's now 3, but she's still little. But when we got her, she was really little.
Oh, what kind of dog is it?
She's a Bichon.
Oh, very nice.
She's white and fluffy.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. What I actually want you to talk about is how Mudge grows in his cage. So let's think about what happened at first. So Mudge, what kind of cage did they have for him?
A puppy one, but he grew out of it. So we had to get a dog cage, but then he grew out of that.
And then what's the last thing that Mudge grows out of?
His collar.
How many of them, do you remember? We can look back in the story.
Okay. Let's see. It says 7.
7. So could you imagine growing out of 7 collars?
That's a lot. They probably spent a lot of money on those collars.
Probably.
Mm.
So why don't you think about you from when you were a baby until now? Do you think you grew out a lot of clothes?
Yeah, my little sister took a lot of them.
She did? Did you hand them down to her?
My mom did. I didn't want to, though. They were mine.
Oh, it's good to share, though.
Mm.
Okay, so now can you retell the story in your own words and make sure you include all the important events? So how Mudge grows out of his puppy cage, how Mudge grows out of his dog cage, and even how he grows out of the 7 collars in a row.
Okay. So first, Henry says how he wants a brother and sister, and his parents say sorry. And then Henry says he has no friends on the street and he wants to move, and his parents say sorry. Then he says he wants a dog, and his parents say okay. And then he tells his parents what kind of dogs he doesn't want. He doesn't want one with pointy ears, and he doesn't want a little dog. So he finds Mudge.
Good.
But Mudge is little because he's a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings him home and he grows out of his puppy cage. And then he gets even bigger, he grows out of his dog cage. And then he grows out of his 7 collars. And then Henry tells us how he used to be afraid before he had Mudge. But now that he has Mudge, when he walks to school, he doesn't think of tornadoes and bad things and dog bites, but he thinks of vanilla ice cream.
Good job, Leanne. So retelling a story with all of the major events actually helps you sequence events. Do you know what that means? Well, we know what events are, which are something that happens, but do you know what a sequence of events are?
And which way they go in order?
Yeah, basically, it's the order in which events happen. So what you just did was describe the whole sequence of events. Now I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
So, I want to know if you can tell me a different story that has happened that you have maybe read recently or that happened in your life. So think about how you have a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a little bit of a story about her?
So my mom tells me the story about when my little sister came home. I thought that right away she was going to play with me because I wanted a friend, kind of how Henry wanted a friend. But she didn't. She just laid there, and I said to my mom, now what? And I didn't understand that she just sat in the crib and cried and ate and cried and slept.
Well, now are you able to play with your sister?
Yeah, she's kind of annoying sometimes, but yeah.
What does annoying mean?
I don't know.
Where did you learn that word?
My mom calls my dad annoying.
Well, that's not a very nice word, and I'm sure your sister is a lot of fun to play with. You were lonely without her before, you know?
But now she steals my Barbies.
That's okay. Sharing is good.
That's what my mom says.
All right, Leanne, well, you did a great job today. I will walk you back to class.
Thank you.
And this is it.
Did all the background noise get picked up?
Yeah, but it's still recording.